Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me for the final part 3 of my first time trying acid dyes. We're starting with the dye bath from the second skein, and I added some vinegar into it, and I decided that I would do, since I did a different method on the other two skeins, I would do a different one on this one. So we're doing the dip dye method, just starting at one end, slowly adding yarn and yarn until we run out of color, and leaving a little bit of white at the end. And then I'm also going to do some speckling on it, so really excited for this one. This is the 100% superwash merino wool. Now that I'm actually used to working with. Every other skein that I've ever dyed so far has been 100% superwash merino, but this is a single ply and it's also fingering, and that's new for me. I have not worked with fingering weight yet, and I haven't really worked with a single ply yarn yet, so it's very interesting. It's very shiny. It's a little bit different. But there we go. We got all the color out of the dye bath, so I went ahead and added the rest. Just moving this tie out of the way so that I don't, miss any of that white yarn there. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my respirator on, and I'm going to speckle with espresso bean, since I am actually really excited to work with this one again, and it looked so pretty with the pink before. I figured it would look really beautiful with this one. And I had my strainer over the yarn when I added the first amount of dye, and it made a big mess, so I went really heavy on the white part, and then I just kind of went light on the rest of it. And I didn't really turn this over or do anything else. I just wanted to do like a light speckling on this one side. So really pretty, really happy with how this one turned out. And then I just went ahead and turned the temperature down, let it steam until it was completely clear, and then I went ahead and just turned the heat off and let it cool down completely in the pan. And also, don't know if you can tell, but I got a new microphone and I'm so excited. When I did my first video, I realized how bad my microphone was, and I was like, okay, if I want to do YouTube, I need to get a new microphone. So I found one on sale, and I'm really excited that I got it, and it just came in today, so I'm so excited. But yeah, so here we are after the skein has completely cooled, and I'm just going to go ahead and wash it. And third time is the charm, people. Third time is the charm. I managed to get it to run completely clear, no bleeding. I am so happy. I am so happy. We finally figured it out. We found a system that works. Just do 3 skeins. But yeah, I'm super stoked. I just rinsed it a couple times, make sure it was completely washed through and clear, but here I am just squeezing out the rest of the dye, and it turned out so pretty. Look at how beautiful this skein is. I'm absolutely in love with it. It's stunning. It's to die for. I really love it. It's gorgeous. It turned out so pretty. So yeah, let's go ahead and go over all 3 skeins that we dyed, starting with skein number 1. Now this was my very first attempt with acid dyes ever, and we added way too much dye. We added a navy blue that muddled a lot of the colors and took over a lot, and the best I can say is that this is a mess. This skein is a complete and utter mess. Now, this is also not super wash, and this was my first time doing like just plain wool as well, so I was expecting it to be lighter in color from just what I read, that it just doesn't take color as well. So some of the lighter parts make sense, but some of these parts are really dark in color, and I was not expecting that. And I'm sure it's just because I added way too much and cooked it way too long. But yeah, some of these blues and greens, I'm kind of surprised by the color that we got out of it, and it makes me excited to work with it. And then also some of it's sticking to itself. And I know that people said that it could felt if you're not careful when it's not superwash. I'm guessing maybe I messed up something. I'm not sure what I did wrong, but yeah, so there's that one. But this one is a mess, and I kind of am intrigued. And then here's skein number 2. Now this one is more like pastel, less brightness in the colors, and it's more what I was expecting from the non-superwash wool. It's super beautiful. This one is actually my favorite of the 3, hands down. I love it. And you can see just how light in color it is compared to the first skein. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. But I also didn't add enough vinegar. Enough. I didn't add any extra vinegar to the water at all, and it only had that tiny bit. And I think that also probably affected it in some way. But I will say what's interesting is that there's not a whole lot of purple. all of the purple is pretty much condensed in this pink area. The rest of it outside of the pink area is just gray. So it's just like 50 shades of gray. And not in a bad way. Just like a lot of different shades of gray, and some of it has like even like a blue twinge to it. And it's very different from the third skein that we dyed with. Pretty much the same colors. Yeah, so I don't know. It's an interesting thing to see that all the purple and the pink are kind of on this one edge, and then the rest of it's just a bunch of grays and a little bit of blue. So I don't know. I'm really excited to work with this one though and kind of see how it works up. I think it's going to be absolutely stunning. And either way, this is my favorite skein of all three. So no hate here. I'm so excited with how this one turned out. And I kind of can't wait to play with it, to be honest. I've actually already decided I'm going to get my ball winder out and I'm going to cake this up today because I need a hat in this ASAP. And then this one also kind of stuck together a little bit, so yeah. And then finally the skein that we dyed today. So excited. You can see how much shinier this one is. And then it's the fingering weight, so it's also like a lot thinner and the strands are smaller. And then it is the 100% superwash merino, so it picked up this color very beautifully. I love how beautiful this one is. And we also did that technique where we just dip dyed it. So this end has like the heaviest of the pinks. It's really pretty. And then it's just kind of lighter here in the middle. And then it just goes over to this other edge where we did all of the speckling with the espresso bean. Now I will say this part right here where it got like that big hit, it's really deep and dark. And then some of the other parts are a lot lighter and more speckled. And then some of the speckles even broke. And there's like this blue bit here, which I think is surprising. I don't know if you can tell. But yeah, there's some speckles that didn't break and they have like that nice purple. And then there's some that broke into this like blue. It's really pretty though. I don't mind. I think it turned out really good. I will say a couple of interesting things. One, on the white part, it was very purple. All the speckles are purple, a little bit of blue, and you know, the big splotches are nice and purpley. But on the pink, it did pink speckles. Like right here, you can kind of see closer, there's a touch of purple to it, but it's primarily pink. That's weird. I don't know why it did that. I don't know if the colors just mixed or if like espresso bean just takes on a more pink hue on top of pink. Like this part with a lot kind of has some purple, but it's also like really pink. So I don't know. I thought that was really interesting. Just something to note. But I will say with all the white and the pink in here, it's almost like a watercolor. So super pretty. I love that. So here we go. All three skeins that we dyed up, 1, 2, and 3. And number 1 is definitely something to speak of. 2 is definitely my favorite. 3 is really pretty. I will say I think I maybe got better over time. Over the 3 skeins. Did I get better? I can't tell. It's very interesting progression, I will say that. Definitely the middle one is my favorite. Like, this one is just me. This one just speaks to me. I'm sorry. I'm going to continue to tell you how much I love this one until the end of this video. Please don't hate me. 3 is really, really nice. I do like this one. I will say that I think I'm going to knit something for a friend in this one because she will absolutely love and appreciate that. It's not my favorite, but it's great. And then number 1. Number 1 is just, oh, it's a mess. It's a mess. I don't really know what else to say about it. It's interesting. And I am kind of excited to see it knit up because I don't really know what to think of it. So yeah, do 2 wrongs make a right? I don't know. But I am pretty excited to get into them. So I have decided that I'm definitely going to cake up the second skein of yarn that I dyed up. And then I'm also going to do this first one because the second one won't take me long to knit a hat. And I am really excited to see how this other one kind of works up. So yeah, really excited to get into them. Here is the beginning of my favorite one, and can we just look at these colors? Oh, I am I'm way too excited. And here's about halfway. It's looking so pretty. Oh, I'm so excited. Also, I got this ball winder for my birthday, and I haven't used it very much, and I don't really have a Swift, so over the chair it is, and it's not as easy as one would think. I definitely think I want to invest in a Swift in sometime in the future. But yeah, look at this freaking yarn. Is this not beautiful? The grays, the blues, little pops of like almost black, like really deep gray, and then like the pink and the purple. I can't. This yarn has me just, oh, I'm just like, I'm so in love with this yarn. And here we are at the finish line, winding off that last little bit, ready to pull it off. And now we have our first cake of our acid dye yarns. And this one is my favorite. It's so pretty. It's got all the colors that I love. It's got these deep grays, light grays. It does have like some blue, some like slate blue even. I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. And it does have some purple. I did see a little bit of purple from some of the pink sections that just like little pops. I don't know. I don't know. I'm so in love with it. It's so pretty. Oh, yeah. So here it is in the sunlight. So you can really get an idea of the colors and just the dimension of it. It just, I don't know. I'm sorry. I know I'm like just going on and on about this one cake of yarn, but this, oh, I don't know. It's everything that I could have wanted and more. It's so beautiful. I am in love. I'm in love with this cake of yarn. It's so pretty. Just look at it. Enjoy the beauty. Alright, and now I'm going to cake up this guy because I frankly I have to know how it's worked up. I think I maybe found a pattern that won't be too busy since this is going to be a lot, so I don't know. We'll see. Here we are, just started, and already I'm kind of overwhelmed. Is that the word? And here we are about halfway. Guys, look at this mess of a skein, or a cake now. Look at this cake. It, honestly, you know what it makes me think of? It makes me think of this skating rink that I used to go to as a kid all the time. They had this carpet that was like black or deep, it was like a deep black or blue or something, and then it had all these pops of neon color, just shapes and whatever. Here we are just finishing it off. And yeah, that's exactly what this makes me think of, is that carpet. It's almost nostalgic in a way. And I don't really know. I don't know. I'm actually really excited to knit with it because it's kind of wild. And it's just this beautiful, well, beautiful strong of a word. It's this interesting pops of color and then like the black just strewn throughout. And it's not even black. It's deep navy, but it looks black. I don't know. But here they are side by side, and I'm going to take them over to the window so you can see them in the natural light. But honestly, for my first ever attempt at acid dye, it's not too shabby. And here it is in the light. Look at this mess of a yarn. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I think I found maybe a pattern that I can kind of do like some gloves or something that'll maybe work with it. But it's a lot. It's going to be very busy. I will say that. And I'm not usually for busy yarns, but I don't know. I'm pretty stoked. Anyways, thank you for joining me on my journey for my first ever attempt at acid dyes. I hope that you will stick around and join me as I continue to dye yarn in the future. Thanks for stopping by, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!